go the last hour for Sains. Or we'll do. I don't know. Nah, it's fair if we do an hour and an hour. So we're just gonna skip the last break and we're gonna go straight for Sains.
Alright then.
Okay, so back with Sains and Fico. And what will we... So pretty much he lets you know that the Yellow Drakes were the founders of the Order of Templar, which abandoned the land. So, you know, it's like, oh, don't act so surprised. I mean, with their main leader gone and missing, with all the Yellow Dragons slowly being deteriorated by the unholy armies of the undead, would you not want to survive? And would that not involve running away? If it makes you feel any better, they brought it on themselves. If their commander, but you know, that's the growing shame of the commander you just rescued from his own nightmares. Is he, you know, by his orders, all that happened. The yellow drakes marched on the water drakes, and they slayed most of them, which in turn left them open to the undead, because while they were doing that, the undead struck. Yeah, you send your major army against another faction, the undead are gonna. That's how the undead are kind of opportunists. They strike you when you're not looking. When your greatest strengths are not there, and then they'll wipe out whatever's left.
That's why I make sure I always have my greatest strengths.
Yeah. Doesn't mean they won't try to wipe you out. I mean, they'll just keep analyzing and looking for ways. Alright, so now what? I mean, you just completed the mission.
Let's go back to the not so much keep, but the place we are at.
Okay, so that is, let's see, tell that. Well, he's just gonna put you there then. It's just like, you finished the mission. It's like, fine, just because I know, even though it's a short walk, he doesn't care.
Well,
so you didn't get paid for that because there was no pay to be had. It was more of a request. So you see that he's not really fitting in. He's actually outside. He's outside on his own in a corner, not really getting along with many people. Nobody seems to want to approach him either.
That's why.
So it seems like he is an outsider to them. Like, more so than you or anyone else that's come here. So I mean, now what?
Do you? I turn to Fika, like, do you have any other immediate business that I need to do?
It's like it's like not anything that you can really handle. It's like, well, you did my job, now you have to do your job. You got to patch up everything with all your allies. Of course, I don't know if that's going to work. This is Fico being honest. It's like, you know, maybe, I think you might say that your relationship might be done at this point.
Sadly enough, that might be the case.
So, that's like, it's really up to you now. Do you actually want to try and salvage it, or do you want to just let it lie? So. And so like, Fico's like, well, see, that's kind of your problem, is you don't immediately know what the right thing is. You really have to think about it, and that's your downfall. That leaves everyone to doubt you. That's like, if you have to The fact that you have to think about doing what's right, meaning you're not accustomed to doing what's right.
Well, well, let's not dig up things from the past now, shall we?
It's like past, we're talking present. It's like, who cares about what you did in your youth? Who cares about what happened a little bit before? We're talking about the immediate view, the immediate past.
Yeah. Well, everything I'm doing right now is just habits.
Okay. And it's like, so you're pretty sure that your relationship is done.
No, I'm not.
Okay, it's like, well, then stop sounding like it is. Because if I know your instincts are to work alone, correct?
Well, most of the time, yes. But
So it's like, and that has nothing to do with her. Working alone means alone, not with people.
well, I've been working with her for the last 9 years.
It's like, yeah, and? It seems that didn't really break your habit of working alone now, did it?
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
That's
It's
mostly
like, so
because I'm
there you
stubborn.
go. It's like, although you've been together for so long, it still comes down to the same thing. You are still you. You haven't changed a bit. So, and like, he's kind of, he's just relaxing now. It's like, maybe it's not so much that you've changed, it's maybe people are starting to realize what you are. Which is, you are, it's like, you are an assassin. You are the embodiment of what an assassin is. You're no hero. You're no adventurer. You're not even, so like, he smiles like, you're not even noble. You definitely don't have any of the noble sides on your side anymore.
Well, I never claimed to be any of that, so...
It's like, it's not so much what you claimed as what people perceive you as. Maybe people saw you that way before, but now that they see the truth, I don't think many people are liking the you that they see. It's like, of course, and so like he's kind of floating away. It's like, of course, you don't care. I mean, what do you care what people think?
Hmm. Never really cared for that.
Yeah, it's like,
But
and
maybe
so
I should.
this, and so comes the point.
Maybe I should, is my answer to that.
Okay, so it's like, there is no should. There is you do or you don't. I said should basically means you're not going to. Because it's not in your best interest. So it's like, he starts floating up to your face, it's like, I know you better than you think. If none of this was to your benefit, you probably wouldn't do half of what you've done so far.
How would I have known that helping that guy break his thing was my best benefit?
That's like, because it's more potential allies for the keep. Because you're doing jobs for me, which could potentially have rewards, right?
I didn't even know I was doing it for you, so...
Okay, so...
No.
It's like, well, in the end, you were doing it for me. You weren't doing it for the others.
Not like I had a choice.
It's like, you
How
always
did I?
have a choice, and you chose what you chose.
I chose to go on it just to prove you wrong.
So... And so, like, he's basically just trying to pry your soul apart and find out, what is your real motivation. Because he's starting to doubt, like, it's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm starting to doubt if giving you the information about the great dragons was even worth it. Because I thought you had noble intentions, but after a little bit of analysis, you really don't. So how can I give that? How can I honestly give it any more to you than I already have? Maybe giving you what information I have given you has been a mistake.
And why would that be? Except for you.
It's like you thought you would have pinned it out by now. You are not noble. You don't claim to be. You're not an adventurer. You're not a hero. You're not any of that. So why would I give this to a complete stranger who no one trusts? It's like, are you starting to see it now?
Well, then don't give it to me. But
It's like, alright, so I won't.
it's going to be on. Don't give it to me, but it's going to be on your head if all your.
It's like, oh, you say that like I'm going to die or something.
Going to get into the hands of the undead.
It's like most of them are already in the hands of the undead. Whatever's left.
It's not even true.
Okay,
As
so
far as I know, only
what?
one,
The blue dragon egg is in the undead's hands?
That's the only one I know of.
Yeah, which you told him. So it's like, oh, don't worry, I have other people handling that. It's like, let's just say I was approached by some people and they're handling the rest. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's in hand now. So, current situation.
I'm still going to worry about it.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I can only advise you so much. You'll still do what you want to do. Let's see, what about it's like, however, I cannot in good conscience give you any more work.
Why not?
It's like, because currently I don't think anybody wants me to. I got to think about public opinion, you know? It's like, give the public some time to get used to whatever it is that you now are, and then we'll see what happens. For now, I can't.
I've always been like this.
Yeah.
Maybe not this form, but always.
It's like, yeah, you keep saying that, but I think you keep forgetting that it's not about you. It's not about your perception, it's about their perception. It's like, yeah, most who can see have known that you were like this. It's like, but that doesn't mean, and so like he's pointing at the other spirits, like, that doesn't mean they knew it. Now that they do know it, now we have to see where this is going to take us. It's like, and you have a lot more riding on it than just your popularity. I mean, I have to go talk with all the major powers and see, do they still want you as a lord? Or will they just oust you?
Just a question, have I done anything wrong to you guys?
It's like, well, there's a couple things.
What?
And so it's like, a lot of the dead here were sent here by your hands. So it's like I'm filtering through that already, you know. Maybe some of it is based on bias that, you know, you killed them.
It probably wasn't with the intent to kill them specifically. Yeah. So
it's like, I think driving swords into somebody or shooting them full of arrows is considered intent to kill someone.
Yes, but not specifically that person that died.
Yeah, so it's like, that doesn't make it any better. You still killed them. It's like, specificity doesn't really matter in that regards. You still killed them.
Yeah, most likely because they were trying to kill me. So
it's like, and again, I'll have to filter through that later. And Fika just starts floating away. Just no goodbye, no nothing, just floats away.
Great. kind of walk over to Ursa.
Okay. Also sitting there, not in a good mood, and neither's Egro. Like, neither of them are in a good mood. They don't even notice that you walk up. Yeah, and you're a dragon. It's kind of hard not to notice, but they're like physically pretending not to notice you're there.
I'm just thinking, should I say something or should I not say something?
It's up to you. No, yes, maybe.
I'm not gonna say something.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk back to Brother Bastion.
Okay, what about?
To train.
How so?
He was going to train me, I asked him.
Yeah, I don't remember that, though. I'm trying to...
That was...
I said he could train you. He didn't offer to train you.
I asked him if he could train me, so...
Okay, so... Yeah, he can train you in the more... Like, he can train you in basic heavy ops, like, because he's large, but... That didn't mean he said he was going to. Like, you have to ask him still. Because he said... He can do it, but you haven't asked for it yet. So he can't offer something that you didn't ask for. Or he can't offer yet something you didn't ask for. So you're going to go ask him for training.
Yes.
Okay, so D100, does he actually want to train you at this moment? So he can, yeah. So, and he can train you a decent amount. So what is his opinion? His opinion on the matter is, so he's walking this. He's telling you to walk that way. He's sending Shisha over there.
I'm just gonna follow him.
Well, it's like, I've been hearing of the things that have been going around. Not much surprised by that. I mean, you need a certain attitude to be a lord. Why do you think I've never been a lord? So he doesn't even, he doesn't wait. He goes straight into attacks. But you're already aware, you knew something was up because he was getting into a battle stance when he... So he's taking swipes at you and he's missing, but... So how do you respond to that?
Well...
Because he just tried to... with his spiked arm, he just tried to take your head from your neck, and he missed because you ducked.
At that point, I'm just like... well, I still have to learn a lot, so...
Okay, so... So, and he's not stopping, he's going for... he's going to keep swinging. That one's a... Okay, so you have defensive measures, so you might want to take them. That's impact damage. Oh yeah, medium blocks impact. It's like, yes, you're learning. Good. It's like, alright, now try attacking me. So, he's talking at the same time he's giving you instruction. It's like, I would say that...
Well...
I'm not too surprised that such a thing is happening. So you miss because he just brings up a shield and just turns it aside. It's like, reckless blow. You might want to try a little bit... You might want to try something else. It's like, in the end, who can actually say they're noble?
Nobody.
But it's just a matter of perception, really. It's maintaining the image, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's turning aside blows. It's like, same technique? Come on, you're going to have to try something else.
Maybe this.
Yeah, so.
No,
That's crit, does half damage.
Well, I still hate
He just uses this. He messes with that. So he braces. He fails the brace, so you actually get a blow through his shield.
What's his armor, actually? What's his armor?
His armor is able to resist your damage because he's got heavy armor. Actually, he has more than that. He's hybrid 3. So he can resist most damage types. So you got a blow in, but it didn't do anything.
That's why I was asking.
So it's
I'm
like,
not
ha,
pretending
good
to
blow.
touch you.
Yes, you got through the defense. It's like, you got through my defenses. Interesting.
Nah, I'm just doing something.
Okay, so then he tries to slam into you again, but again, your armor's resistant. So you're just like beating on each other.
Yes, we are.
3
And it's
hours
like-
later.
Just know that Lord Trinket and Lord Trinket, I, and Tesla, along with Shisha, we support you. Although you may not be the noblest of souls, it's better than nothing. It's just,
At least I
it's
don't
like,
pretend
so it's
to
like,
be
give
one.
them time. They will eventually come around to knowing that you aren't so bad as they say.
I
Well,
also
it's just,
react.
you're
At
not
least I'm
as
not
good as they
pretending
say,
to
but you're
be.
not as bad as they say.
At least I'm not pretending to be noble, which I'm not.
And so, like, he just, like, he hits you in the side, and you kind of get shaken a little bit, but remember, you take no damage. That's like, then it's a good. So long as you understand it, and we all understand it, maybe they'll just accept it. Maybe not. We'll have to see. It's like, he's beckoning you to keep hitting him. You're like, now. So you try to
I'm trying to barrel into him, so
So
It's
he just
pushed.
grabs, like, he stops the blow, and he's, like, sliding along the ground a little bit as you're barreling into him. So he can't turn it aside. You guys are locked together. Like, you're trying to push him, and he's trying to... oh yeah, then you guard break him, which is... how do you guard break that?
I just kind of swipe my tail underneath
Okay.
to his legs.
So, can your tail reach that far? It's T100. Because remember, your head and stuff is locked, so it can. So you squish your tail. Can he stop the tail slam, though? So he does block the damage. Does that block the sweep, though? No, that does block the sweep. So he just kind of he does a kind of a leap, but that pushes him farther back. Like, to avoid being slapped by the tail to the legs, he has to jump, but by doing so, he loses ground. And so he thinks quick, and he just turns the blow aside. Instead of trying to match you strength for strength, he just turns it to the side. So, do you recover from that? So,
Apparently
no.
not.
So, like, you basically are flat on the ground right there, because he just turned the blow aside. And it's like, one of the things you need to learn about fighting as a large body. Just because you have large size doesn't mean you don't have finesse. It's like, so, like, he's marching around to the back, and it's like, it's not all about strength. It's about what you do with that strength.
That's why I'm asking you to train me.
It's like, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, true.
No, it's but this isn't something you're just going to pick up in a day. This is going to take a little bit of time.
Well,
That's right.
I have time. Figo doesn't want to give me anything more, so...
It's like he needs time to get everything in order. There's a lot of parties that are upset with this new development, but like I said, give them time. Eventually
Yeah,
they'll
that's why
come
I say
around.
I have time.
It's like, and he's pointing at Oso and Igro. It's like, give them time as well. They have to come to terms with everything that's happened.
Well, yeah. Everyone has to.
Yeah, and so like, while you're on the ground, he tries to slam you, but what do you do to get out of the way?
I just... Can I flap my wings?
Yeah,
No,
no,
damn
you
it.
can't. So
I just pushed myself to the side so he slams next to me.
okay, so and so like you roll out of his way. It's like, you see, finesse, not just strength.
Well... Still need the strength.
It's like, of course, you're not much of a large body without strength, but like I said, it's how you use it.
True.
And so like he's motioning to Lord Trinket and Lord Trinket's coming over. It's like, alright, you take over, I'm gonna go over there for a bit. He needs a different challenge. So like, he walks away. And so, Lord Trinket's like, what is his opinion on what's going on? He does understand, it's like, yes, I've encountered something like this before as well. You don't become a lord without your lordship being challenged about your nobility and blah blah blah, all this other nonsense.
Well, at least we agree it's nonsense.
It's a matter of perspective, and as he says that, he's like starts to unleash a barrage, but he misses. Like you're aware of it, so you just what do you do to do you block it or do you get out of the way?
I get out of the way.
So you get out of the way. Okay, are we talking bullet ricochet? We're not. Okay, so there's no ricochet. These are impact rounds. They explode on impact.
Well.
So he's shooting point blank, and this time he's got pierce rounds, so quite a few of them.
I'm gonna do this.
So you just out of the way of. So is that enough to block all of the rounds, though? All 6. So no, you have to roll a d6. How many of the rounds do you actually evade? 3, so half of them. So you take the other half, though, or you can use another athletics. So well, that one's not bypassed. That fails too. So you try and dodge. You dodge 3 of them, but 3 of them will clip you for 99 damage, and it'll pin you in place. Can you? Do you have to do a d100? Can you avoid the pin? No. So you're pretty boned. So you're pinned in place by heavy fire. And you see that he's walking forward, and one of his arms is turning into a chainsaw, and so he just lets rip and just tries to chainsaw you on the ground.
I can dodge
athletics.
that.
What are you doing?
I'm just coming too close to him, so he can't hit me.
Okay, so you're just trying to get closer to him, but you have to be doing something. You can't just be moving. And I just realized you misused athletics. That's acrobatics. That's the one to move out of the way. Athletics is you have to be doing something like, say if the bullets are coming at you, you're like swatting bullets out of the sky.
I just barrel into him to block the slash.
Okay, so he is unmoved. Like, you barrel into him and you're out of range of his stuff, but like out of his chainsaw, but he's not pushed down. So he turns off his chainsaw and he just tries to bat you on the side of the head. So how do you respond? So you can take, like, you duck I don't know, are you moving out of the way of the blow, or are you just taking the blow?
I'm just putting like an arm up or something to block it.
Okay, so you don't really have arms. You have like legs.
Like then.
Okay, so you put like a leg thing up to block it. So, and he's trying to get you off of him. And so, like, and the same thing as before. He's talking as he's fighting. It's like, I take it, Brother Bastion already told you that we are in full support of you.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like, my reasons are simpler than his. It's just being divided will not do us any good. Only together do we stand a chance. If we start showing chinks in our armor, the enemy's going to exploit that. And as you said that, like, he pulls a gun and starts shooting frost rounds at like point blank.
I take even damage from frost.
D100. You actually take damage from ice. So no. So you don't take damage from ice. But it has a disabling effect and a disorienting effect. So can you resist the disable because you can resist the ice? Of course you can. Okay. So since you're not affected by ice, the disable won't work on you.
Well.
And so he's looking at you, and you could tell, like, he can't really smile, but he's got kind of a smile. It's like, yes, ice dragon. Yes, dumb mistake, I know. So he switches ammo types, but by that time you're wary, and you can move out of the way of the rounds.
Eat.
So which way are you going when? Because you're on him and he's shooting up at you. Which way are you rolling to get out of the way of the rounds?
I just drop to the ground.
Okay, so he's trying to bring his chainsaw down, but you're already on the move.
At that point, I just do this.
It's like, squirrely, and then see what his defensive measures. Nope, he's got nothing.
I just try to.
So you sweep his legs out from under him.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
I'm sweeping his legs underneath.
Yeah. So you sweep his legs out from under and he falls onto his back. And then, like, he's got a mechanical laugh. Nice trick. And so he's starting to rise to his feet. He's having a hard time, though, because and he's looking down at his legs, and it's like, right, you seem to have dented my legs.
Oh, sorry.
It's like, well, so it's like, no need. I guess this fight is yours, then.
I just kind of try to help him up.
So, and Tesla comes over, it's like, you knew we were working on your leg armor recently. Why did you insist on this? It's like, well, the boy demanded training, and I thought we could do that. It's like, but now we gotta repair your leg armor. It's like, now we have to fix it more than we would have had to fix it before. And so, like, Tesla reaches forward a giant hand and just starts dragging Lord Trinket away. And it's like, did you learn anything from that? Like, did you actually gain anything from that?
Let's see.
C100. So you did learn something from that. So this will go under your knowledge tree, because you got some training.
Nope. Wrong sheet.
That's ideas.
Yeah. I clicked on the wrong sheet.
So, espionage. Actually, let's do one under that. So, you actually lost your espionage. Because you don't really... You haven't used it in so long that you don't actually need it. And you haven't used it.
I haven't been doing that, so...
Yeah, spirit knowledge you keep, because you've had it.
And I'm using it all the time.
And you use it a lot, so... So now you have the skill Heavy Combat.
Well,
which is not supposed to be that great. Let's see, so no defensive upgrades. It's got to be offensive. So think offensively. What offensive can we make? The simplest one would be putting a modifier on something. So that would be roll a d5 and then see how high the modifier will be for your physical attacks.
Alright. That's probably the easiest one.
Yeah, that's the easiest. Okay, so 4, so 0.4 modifier. So this is a 0.4 modifier to strength attacks, which means anything that uses strength can be modified by 0.4.
Nice.
Which means...
I need to add that to the
So you're likely
damage.
stuck in dragon form. I can do that already. Just,
well.
Did it. It's done. Okay, so just roll them. Now you have, you do more damage with the tail sweep and, Oh, of course your accuracy has not improved. Your accuracy remains the same. So you do 70 damage in total.
Yes, I do.
So, and there you go. So you learned some stuff from them, now what? You said give them time, so what does that mean? Just talk, definitely talk with all the people you don't normally talk to, like Snakeface and the trading post gypsies and all those other people you don't normally talk to.
I'm gonna talk to a gypsy. Snakeface.
Talk to Snakeface.
I was about to say gypsy face, but
Okay, so... And it's like, yes, you don't believe I will turn on you, do you?
well, it all depends.
And it's like, you wound me. I would never betray you like that. And I thought we knew each other better.
Well, some people just sometimes, even if you know about each other, don't seem what
It's
they
like,
are.
yes, very true,
So-
very true.
I'd rather double check.
It's like, well, you came in our time of greatest need. Many people have forgotten that, but I do not. You saved my life and that of my colleague. A shame that he didn't survive the Hard Fury. I heard he was gunned down by traitorous black dragons.
Yes, it was.
It's like, such a pity. But such is war. Such is conflict.
Indeed it is, sadly enough.
It's like, just know that there are those who support you, and we are gathering as who we can. We're fighting... It's like, And so he puts his head close to yours, like, and to be honest, I think it's an internal affair. I think someone is trying to discredit you.
Well,
It's like, but I have no solid evidence. I don't think it's Fico or any of your close advisors. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. But someone on the inside is trying to discredit you as a leader.
well, if they are, they can always challenge me to a duel.
It's like, and that's just it. Maybe they might not be able to challenge you. Maybe they have to try and turn everyone against you, or some other thing.
Well, I have my thoughts on what they are at that
It's
point.
like, just
but
know that we will
I'm
keep our
gonna make
eyes
that
open, and
public.
that we will try and find out what's happening.
Alright, thank you at least. Probably the most I can
It's
ask
like,
for
well,
from
while you're at it, maybe you can do some work for me and help me out and some others.
Sure. What's it? What is it?
So it's although we don't need many supplies here, we do need some things around here.
And those things are.
It's like, mainly we need improvements to the base and places. It's like, one of the things, so it's like, so he's pointing at Lord Trinket, you know, who's basically broke his legs.
Oh, yeah.
And
the
Tesla's fixing him. And he points, and then he goes, oh, he's, okay. And then he points at, Brother Bastion. He just shrugs, and then he points at Shishi, and Shishi comes over. It's like, oh, could you explain the needs? I don't understand your needs.
At that point, I'm just like, you need the clockwork area, right?
Oh, it's like, oh, well, we need more than that. You actually need a bunch of stuff. Did I mention we actually need a bunch of things?
Yeah, probably, but to fix Lord Trinket faster, we'll need
So
a
it's like,
clockwork
we need,
area.
and you hear her like start rambling off a large list of all this stuff that you can't even understand half of it. How long are we talking? Roll a d6. How long are we talking? Like, how long does she just babble on the list? A good 10 minutes that she's just babbling a non-stop list of just things they need. It's like, would you like me to... And after that, it's like, would you like me to repeat the list?
Just the essential parts.
That's like, but it's all essential. We need everything in that list. I wouldn't just give you part of the list.
Yes, but I can't do everything at once, so...
It's like, why can't you? I mean, you're a dragon. You can fly anywhere. Plus, you have Fico. He can teleport you anywhere he wants. Why wouldn't you be able to do any of this? Of course you could do all of this.
I wouldn't be able to do this, because I rather not ask Fico for the moment.
It's like, of course you can ask Fico. Fico's supposed to be your subordinate. Why wouldn't he be able to do these things? Plus, you're doing stuff for everyone else, so you're trying to prove that you're a good lord. Right?
True. But what is the list I need to do?
And it's like, oh, by the way, and so, like, she starts rambling off the same list.
slower this time, please,
Okay, so
so I can understand it.
it's like, so do you want me to compile the list into a much smaller form, right?
Essentially, yes.
It's like, well, if you really wanted to know, the main thing we need is funding. I mean, everything's run by funding, right? Without funding, nothing ever happens.
Indeed.
Then, have you noticed that she's spastic? Just a endless stream of words.
Well, that's probably because of all the electric shocks
Yeah.
she's been
That's
given.
like, yeah, I do talk really fast because, you know, constant electricity running through my body, and I don't really have an outlet. You know, Tesla is not exactly the best company to keep in. Did I mention that he's kind of he's a nice guy, but he's kind of an asshole? And Tesla's like, hey, I heard that. It's like, I meant it with the best intentions, sorry about that.
Well, what is the list? Because I still don't know what you essentially all need.
You keep saying the same thing, and then she just rambles off the same list. It's
Except
like,
for
what is the
funding.
list? And then she gives you the list, and then, yeah.
How did you write it down?
Yeah, basically.
So we're back to she's repeating the same list again.
Did I understand it now?
Okay, so you get the gist of it. It all comes down to you need to put forth favor to get a clockwork area, or something around those lines.
Yeah.
It all comes down to you have to start spending money on upgrading the base instead of just yourself. Which I have to go check out.
I just
so
need the money.
there was lordship roles were for, let's see, garrison, equipment, infrastructure,
And that's it.
but you need to wait. Oh, okay. So you don't actually have to upgrade infrastructure. You just spend a point on it. You probably should have did that. Just max it out to 10, but too late now.
No.
Yeah, I changed
then-
it. Oh yeah, you have the level
Then
3
I-
area, right?
Yes.
You can max out your infrastructure to level 10 without
I
having
know.
to upgrade it.
But then I would have down attacks enabled while I don't have my garrison and my equipment at max.
True. So it's still
I'm
it's
thinking logically.
you get twice as much money, so you would get a full bar of
1,000
favor every
favor.
session.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. Plus then
Take
yeah,
me
more
up to 2
attacks on your
sessions.
base. So.
It would take me up to 2 sessions and more attacks, so
Yeah, you still got more sessions. Anyway, so the clockwork area is 2K, so that's 2 whole sessions of waiting or finding money some other way. Now the key there is you're going to become a salvager at that point because the clockwork area allows you to deconstruct things into favor. So you
Which
can
will be
actually
great.
salvage items.
which will be great.
Yeah. You unlock the special augmentation known as the body augmentation, so you can become part construct. Hopefully.
I have such a great idea for that.
Yeah. Part construct, it's 1,000 favor each upgrade, though. That's to make sure that nothing goes wrong. If you want to pay less, go ahead. Just know things will go wrong. Okay, so 2K allows you to upgrade to 15 times grade 15 equipment instead of grade 10 equipment. And the Artificer upgrade, which is once it's 15, then you can spend another 1,000 favor to double the stats on the weapon. Then you got the Master Clockwork area, which allows you to create advanced supplies and inventions, so more elaborate technology. So enhanced ammunitions, larger inventories. You can make machines of war and airships, that stuff. But in order for that to come to its full potential, you need the military area, which is probably the more useful of the two. Speaking of which...
Indeed.
Okay, so you are no longer anonymous. The undead do know where you are now. Because now that their attention is not focused to the west, because the west is a hard land to fight on. Your land, not so much. So they're going to start moving south. They already knew of you before, but now they're going to know of you more than before.
Aren't they all in the north?
Say what?
Aren't they all in the north in Venus?
Yeah, they're in the north in Funas, but that doesn't mean they're not going to send a legion down here. Remember, they have a lot of numbers to spare.
True.
Everyone that dies just becomes another pawn in the undead. It's like, and so now what? I mean, talk with Snakeface, you talk with Shisha, who is super spastic.
I'm gonna go to outside.
Okay.
Talk with these guys.
What, the gypsies?
Yes.
Okay. It's like, ah, yes, welcome to the shop. What brings you here?
Just a conversation.
Okay. It's like, well, there's not really much to talk about. I mean, well, unless so it's like he's like, unless you have some coin to spend.
Why do you want coin?
It's like, why does anyone want coin? It's the basic needs of survival, isn't that such?
True.
Oh, it's like, ah, well, I see. So he's looking over your person, and he sees that you do have coin. Like, ah, yes, I do see. All right, yeah. Let's see what we have in store. So D100, does he have anything that actually catches your eye that you actually would want compared to? So no.
Nope.
So what you see is just junk. I was like, I'm sad to say that I don't have much for dragons. I mean, you don't get many of them around here. Or at all.
I'm probably the
You know,
only one.
dragons are a rare breed, more and more.
Indeed they are.
So he's got assortments of meats and food items, but you already purchased your meals for the day.
Yes.
He's got armor that you can't even wear because you're not human anymore. He's got weapons you can't wield. A bunch of random trinkets that wouldn't be of any use to you. They just look pretty.
Well.
It's like, I think you see nothing catches your fancy. Well, I have something that might. So he reaches down and he's looking around. It's like, Sean, where exactly did you put that extra item we had? It's like, I thought you put it away. It's like, oh dear. Well, apparently that item that I was talking about, which would have been nice for you, is not in stock right now.
Yeah, well, maybe another time.
It's like, but I have an idea. And as he goes outside, and are you going to follow him, or are you going to... It's like, and the other one just kind of shrugs, and he just beckons outside. And you hear him talking, it's like, I know you have it, drop it. And the thing is like rolling over and stuff. It's like, I said drop it. I know you ate it. And so like he's just being he's like rubbing his back on the ground and all the tentacle things. I was like, and then he just like hits it on the stomach, and it kind of jolts and it coughs something out. It's like, what did I tell you about eating our inventory? And so it just kind of starts. It goes back on its on its front and starts waddling away. It's like, sorry about that. You know, these things, you don't keep them fed, they'll eat things just randomly. It's not good for their diet.
No, it isn't.
So he's brushing off basically guts off of what looks like a box. It's like, not the best presentation I've ever done, that's for sure.
Well.
So he's opening a box, and all that's in the box, it looks like a bracelet. And it's like, give this to your significant other. I think it might help her out mood-wise. It's like, just be careful, because this is not exactly I'll just let you see what happens.
No, explain to me.
Okay, so... one of those shrewd businessmen. I like that. Okay. This is, You know, it's hard to explain. Let me go back inside. And then he's, like, carrying it in. It's like, Sean, would you like to do the explanations? It's like, seriously? You're having a hard time explaining what this is. You've explained this all the time. How are you having a hard time now? It's like, well, I've never explained it in front of a royal audience before.
I'm not royal.
It's like, and you say that, and it's like, royal audience, he's not royal. He's just the one who's in charge. And it's like, well, just explain it. It's like, fine. Well, if you must know, it is a band of matrimony. I had a feeling he wanted you to slap that on your significant other and quote-unquote get married, or something around those lines. It's like, I thought we talked about this. We're not supposed to trick customers into doing things. It's like, well, it just seemed like a good idea. I mean, they've been going... You know, the rumor is they've been going out for so long, might as well let it happen. It's like, but you're not supposed to make that decision for them. So, it's like, I'm deeply sorry if you don't want to purchase this. I mean, it's just, it's a lot. And it was, my colleague just tried to trick you, so...
Just keep it around.
It's like, very well, we'll keep it in stock. We'll make sure that the animals don't eat it again. Hopefully.
Well... It happens.
And so he's looking at it, it's like, why did you get in the way? It's like, it's our store policy. We're not supposed to trick anyone, especially him.
I just walk out.
Okay, so...
Back to... the general shop.
To where?
The general shop.
Oh, general shop? Oh, the other gypsy?
Yes.
So... What do you notice about the other gypsy? It's D100. Okay, so you can tell automatically this person is blind. They don't have they have a bandage over their head, but the way they're moving like they're not blind. It's like, Lord Sains, it's a pleasure to have you in the shop. I didn't expect you to be here. Normally you don't come around these parts. What brings you to the shop? And so he's like, and you could tell there might be something extraordinary about him, because he's like polishing tables and he's like cleaning things off and he's kind of tossing things so that the place looks neater, because it didn't look too neat when you got in. So he's cleaning up like hastily.
No need to clean up just.
It's like, on the contrary, I haven't really cleaned up at all. I need to do this now.
Well.
It's like, so back to the original question, what brings you here? And he's like moving around tables and stuff.
Just a friendly talk.
Yeah. And what's crazy is he's looking right at you, but, you know, he's got a bandage over his eyes. He doesn't have eyes. So, it's like, well, it's uncommon for you to fraternize with your colleagues. Why now?
I'm having a hard time figuring out something, and yeah.
It's like, oh, and what is that something?
You probably have heard it already. If not, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. Well, telling me would be advisable. I don't really go for gossip.
Well, if it's about me shooting Oso, then it's right. I did that. But only because I was deceived.
It's like, this is news to me. Now, go back to the part with the... It's like, you know, like I said, I don't get much exposure to the outside rumors. I don't quite know what's going on, so, what just happened? I don't understand.
You know, the one I was with, yes?
It's like, who were you with? I don't know.
Oso.
Like,
How
this,
don't you know
this is the
the
shop.
person
How
I am
this is the
with?
shopkeep. He doesn't know.
Oh well.
He doesn't see everything. Come on, he's blind. He doesn't see the joke. He's blind. He doesn't see anything. So he didn't see any of what happened outside.
No, I know he didn't see that. I'm just
Yeah.
asking if he knows.
So
At this point, I'm
insensitive.
just
Like,
asking
that's
if he knows.
so many sight jokes.
At this point, I'm just asking if he knows about Oso.
Ah, you're talking of the mantis lady. Yes,
Yes.
she looked very down in the dumps recently. I take it things aren't going well.
She's upset with me being who I am, sort of.
It's like, not from what I hear, although I don't listen to a lot of gods, like, I hear that you shot her. And that you didn't really apologize to her about that. It's like, you didn't really not apologize, did you? You at least tried to say sorry? And so with that silence, it's like, you need to say sorry to her. That would probably iron out quite a bit of things.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so it's like, not probably, actually. I mean, it's a simple thing. It sounds simple, and it may not fully forgive, but you at least have to try.
Well, at least you gave me more advice than anyone else on that matter.
It's like, I'm surprised no one else has said this. Maybe they maybe they like seeing you fail. I don't know.
Most of the other people gave me advice, give them time. So,
Well, that doesn't sound like very good advice. Yes, give them time, but I think they're assuming that you had tried to say sorry or something. So it's like, well, put yourself in her shoes. If you were just shot by your closest friend with arrows, and they didn't say sorry, how would you feel? Would you not be angry as well? It's like, I know I would.
yeah, I would be.
It's like, then talk to her. Say sorry to her at least. You know, accidents do happen. You are out in dangerous times. At least that's what I think. You do go out into dangerous times, right?
Yeah, I only shot her because I got deceived by a fucking lich.
It's like, I don't know half of what occurred, but I will assume that that was bad.
Lich was deceiving me into thinking it was the lich.
It's like, I think you need to realize sometimes that not everyone knows everything. Because I have no idea what happened while you were over there, wherever you were. So,
Mm.
like, and I'm sorry if I'm offending, but that is the truth.
Well, thank you for the advice.
It's like, you're welcome. Now so he's like, if you've noticed, I really don't have anything in the shop, and there's not a lot of things in there. It's like, yeah, goods come and go. It's just, they're in and then they're out. I don't even know why we have a shop. I think this should be more of a warehouse or something.
Well,
It's like, we don't get a lot of tourists around here. We don't get a lot of tourists, period.
probably because we're so out of the normal areas where people live
It's
these
like,
days.
but it would make sense. You would have a huge amount of tourism. You would have tourism out here because there's nothing out here. The only safe place, relatively, to anything.
Yeah, but most people these days don't travel here just because of the undead.
It's like, yes, that is true.
Oh well, I'm off to apologize to Oso for shooting her.